Appraisal gap strategy. This is needed in a seller's market. So what this means is that the appraisal comes in less than what you're purchasing it for. So I'm going to give you some examples, so bear with me. You'll have to just translate how this works for you. We're going to use a house price of $500,000. So let's say that 500 is the winning bid, you're in the home, we do the appraisal, you're getting a loan on the home, so an appraisal has to be done. So the appraisal on the house that you're buying for 500 actually comes in at 480. Let's just say that you had to overbid on the house, which is happening a lot in 2022 at the time of this video recording. You know, the homes are going for 10+% higher than what the listing price is. So in this example, 500,000, the appraisal comes in at 480 with the data that's able to support the price. So that means there's a gap of 20,000. So several things can happen in this instance. We're going to pretend that you're putting 10% down for this example. So on the 500,000, 10% down is 50,000. It means that your loan amount is 450,000. But the appraisal came in short. The appraisal came in at 480. So the lender would essentially lend you that 10% down on the 480 instead of the 500,000. So here's a couple of options for you to help dilute or not your cash out of pocket. You could, number one, you could talk to the lender about diluting your loan to value. So instead of a 10% down loan, maybe it's a 95% loan. So in this example, from the beginning, you were expecting to borrow $450,000, which was 90% of the 500,000, right? Well, now that $450,000, if you divide it into the $480,000 loan to value, we're now at a loan to value of 93.75%. You're still borrowing the same amount that you were before. It's just for the lender's consideration, the loan to value is a little bit higher. Instead of a 90% loan, it's a 93.75% loan. More than likely, your rate is exactly the same. The only difference would be your private mortgage insurance or your PMI. The rates on PMI are just a little bit higher for the higher loan amount, for the higher loan to value, but that's something you can talk to your lender about. Now, I could do dozens of examples. We're just going to stick with this one time. So again, is change your loan to value, talk to your lender about that. Now, there is a second strategy, and that is that you pay the difference. So what this means in this example, again, we're using the $500,000 price. The appraisal came in at 480. So your 10% down payment on 480 is 48,000. In addition to that, you're now needing to put down the extra money between the $48,000 down payment of 10% and the difference between the gap. So the gap is 20,000. That's the difference between 500,000 and 480,000. So again, the lender is going to loan you the percent loan to value that's on your loan based on the lower of the appraised value. And then the gap or the difference is going to be out of pocket by you. So those two scenarios are the ways to handle an appraisal gap. So I'll just repeat. Number one, talk to your lender about increasing your loan to value and what that means for you with rate, PMI, et cetera, et cetera. And number two, you can just pay the difference, which some borrowers are able to do that and some borrowers are not. So be sure that you talk to your realtor, number one, at the time of making the offer to know if this is potentially going to be a concern, and talk to your lender about it as well. That way you're sure about all of the options before you make the offer on the house. Good luck with your home buying. If you're in Texas, please call me. Like, share, and subscribe. We've got a whole library worth of videos waiting for you to watch. Talk to you soon.